Thistle and Verse, and today I'm going to be reviewing Legendborn by Tracey Deonn. I received an advanced reader's copy of this book through Simon Schuster Teen. Thank you, Simon Schuster Teen and Tracey Deonn, for giving me this arc. I received it in exchange for a fair and honest review. All opinions are my own. So in terms of what this is about, Legendborn is a YA contemporary fantasy about a teenager, Bree. Bree's mom has died recently, and Bree is basically coping by making a lot of rash decisions. She's enrolled in an early college program at UNC, and while there, she stumbles upon a secret society called the Order. The Order is based on the hierarchies of King Arthur and his Round Table, and they use magic to fight demons. And when Bree thinks that the Order might hold the secret to why her mom died, she decides that she's going to join so that she can investigate. I really enjoyed this book. It's easily my favorite YA that I've read this year. I was stopping to scream and react and all this stuff while I was reading it. And I haven't been that emotionally invested in a YA in a while. I thought the setup was great. I thought it was a really good move on Deonn's part that we have, this secret society at a college. I felt like that really was the perfect place to hide it. And I thought that putting it at UNC really set up the commentary, because it's really obvious the parallels between the history of the Order and the history of North Carolina and the histories of UNC in particular. Bree's experience in the Order is sort of an allegory for the experiences of Black women in the United States who join prestigious, elite, or otherwise exclusive organizations. A lot of people question how she got there, thinking that it was a mistake, that she cheated somehow. There's a lot about how the history of an organization creeps through, even when the organization isn't necessarily following the practices that it started with. So the Order basically used to be a really sexist, very racist organization. Many of the original members were enslavers. They owned slaves, they ran tobacco plantations, all that stuff. For a while, women weren't allowed to join, and they were just kind of like an auxiliary where they just kind of basically made goodies and stuff for them and funded them and stuff like that. When Bree joins, she's literally the only Black person in the history of the organization to ever join. She's also might even be the only person of color to ever join, and her presence just basically causes the insecurity and entitlement of a lot of the other members to jump out and reveal things that wouldn't have been questioned or pushed if she hadn't been there. And some of the people who attack Bree are white women who could possibly see her as an ally, could see themselves as being on the same side as her, but their ties to their white sons, their white husbands, the history of this organization is more important to them, and they lash out at her. Never mind the fact that the original founders, whose ideals they're defending, wouldn't want them there either. I thought Bree was a really great protagonist. She's very stubborn, she's very headstrong, and I love that about her. Once she decides she's going to do something, it's pretty much impossible to dissuade her from doing it. She's dealing with grief, and I really felt for her. Yeah, she's a very layered protagonist. I also thought that Bree's struggles were very relatable. I went to college in California, which was sort of the heart of the eugenics movement in the United States. For those who don't know, eugenicists really wreaked a number on the United States in terms of stoking ableist and racist violence, and also paved the way for Nazis and the Holocaust in Germany. A lot of the rhetoric and the science created by the eugenicists in the United States was used by the Nazis to justify their actions. And there's still buildings named after them today on my college campus, last I checked. And her struggles with this college having monuments to Confederates and enslavers and all that just felt very relatable. I appreciate that Deonn went further than just being racism sucks and talking about being Black affected Bree's life. I think the story just wouldn't have been as layered. The Order think that they know everything there is to know about magic, and they're very territorial about who can practice magic, and they don't know everything there is to know about magic. And I like how Deonn leaned into the resilience and the beauty of the other traditions of magic in this world that she's created, and just in general, other ways of knowing. So it is a YA, you know there's going to be a romantic subplot. I think people who like the YA romance subplots are going to enjoy it a lot more than I did. In this book, Nick is the main love interest, and he's just been like a golden boy this whole time. He's like Prince Charming, can do no wrong. And there's a part where it's introduced that Nick has a lot of power within the order, and he doesn't really think about how he wields that power, especially when he's using it against people he doesn't like. And I'm hoping that that gets explored more. There's a love triangle. I feel like that's a little simple because there's 3 people involved, but it's not just like a sort of one-way cut and dry attraction thing that they're navigating. Deonn really leans into queerness. There are a lot of side characters who are in same-gender relationships. There's a prominent side character who's non-binary. I appreciated that Deonn honored the homoeroticism that sort of happens, I feel like, in like medieval high fantasy. I feel like whenever you have these fantasy novels where, you know, it's like a bunch of dudes, they're all hanging out, they're all like, I would die for you, like, I love you so much. And I feel like I always read those, and I'm like, they're just so into each other. Like, I find it hard to believe that not a single one of them isn't straight. It was very vindicating as a reader. It just makes so much sense. Like, I love it when writers make sense. Like, thank you. This book has a lot of twists and turns, and the ending was a huge reveal. Like, I lost it at the ending. I don't really know where we're gonna go from here. Everything I thought I knew about, like, people standing in the order was upended. And I just really liked how Deonn tied it into with the other themes that she's been working on in this book throughout. In terms of what I hope for future books, I hope that Bree gets a black friend or joins a black student group. It's kind of hinted that she will. I would really love to get more focus on the magic outside of the order. Like, I know the order is going to be the focal point because Tracey Deonn's really into the Arthurian legend, and like that's kind of the draw. But like, I like their magic a little better. I'm intrigued because we didn't get to see too much of it. So on the whole, like I said, this was a great read. Do you think you'll be checking this out? It's going to be published September 15th. Are you big into the Legends of King Arthur? If you like the video, please hit the like button. If you would like to stay up to date with me and my bookish activities, please subscribe. Thank you for watching. Have a good one. Goodbye.